had such a wonderful conversation with John Priest. He was 17 when he went to war.
I was 18 when I was wounded in Holland.
You were 18 when you were wounded.
In
Second
Holland.
World War, 97 years young.
Yeah. That was April the 2nd, 1945, I was wounded.
So how long were you in Holland?
About 2 months.
And then what happened?
I was back to England. I was when I got wounded, I had gangrenes had set in my arm, and they put me on an airplane, and I went to England. I stayed in Leavesden, England, in hospital for a month or two.
So you were telling me they used penicillin on you, and
Yeah.
it was rare that happened.
Oh, well, I was told at the time that either I have to take my arm off or they're trying this experimental drug. They called it penicillin.
Wow.
That's what they said. Anyway, don't forget, what did I know about? I didn't know penicillin from a hole in the wall. So, but anyway, I got on the plane, and the nurse was still there with the nurse. Every 3 hours I had to have penicillin.
That needle.
So therefore.
You were telling me that memories are starting to come back to you more nowadays. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'm becoming more aware as I've gotten older, more aware of a lot of things. I've taken on a spiritual attitude too, which I didn't have before. Because I used to pray in the war. I can remember a couple of times I said, God, if you get me out of this, I'll go to church and I'll believe in Jesus. I'll do anything you want.
You got out of it?
Well, I got wounded, but
yeah.
But it was one of the best things that happened. Getting wounded was a good thing because it changed my life a lot.
What do you think about here today?
About what?
About what? Why Remembrance Day? Why it's so important for you to be here?
Well, it's a shame because I don't even like to think about it because a few of the boys that I knew, young guys from not too far from me, my age, I was the youngest guy in the regiment, but it's a terrible thing for young people to be there, like me. What did I know? I could have been fighting the Russians for all I know. Because, German was a German, I don't know, not pleasant, and I didn't like him, you didn't like me, and that sort of stuff. You people shooting at you, you didn't like it too much.
Yeah.
And, well, I was very stupid in those days. I only had grade 8 education. And imagine being in a war and a grade 8 education, that was me.
It's so important to hear these stories.
And I came from the lower end of Toronto.
Yeah.
And you don't learn much in that area where I grew up. And so therefore, I'm just saying that, what do I think now? I think about the young guys that are over there now, and just like me, fighting who? The Arabs. 50 years from now, some could be sitting around talking the same way. Some Arab will be saying, I don't know what I was doing. You Canadians come over here.
But you also you've been having some smiles down here too.
Smiles?
Laughs.
How do you mean?
We were having a little laugh earlier. You were having a little bit of fun.
She's trying to change the subject.
Enjoying the sunshine.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, life has been good to me lately. It's been better now than it's ever. I find these last years of my life have been the best years. Last 10 years or 20 years.
So
Are the best years of my life.
Well.
And I don't know, and I think a lot of it has to do with my awareness is better.
Sure is.
I've taken a spiritual attitude, and I meditate, and I do exercise every day.
Well, look at this fella, Rosie. John Priest, 97 years young. Yeah, incredible.
See, I tried to see if they edit that out.
John
See if that
does.
stays
Yeah,
out.
when
That's why I grabbed these.